Hi, my name is Sonia Adcock, and today I'm going to talk to you about the process that I use to help smooth skin and keep that realistic texture still on your subject. On my website, I have created a free downloadable action. This process that I use is a little bit involved, so if you're not up for doing this every time, you can download my action, or of course, you can do it on your own. So, without further ado, let's get started, and I'll show you how to create realistic looking smooth skin. All right, to begin, we're going to need to create a new layer above any layers you've already been working on. As you can see, this is just the original straight out of the camera image. If you have some layers underneath, you're going to hit Control Alt Shift or Command Option Shift on a Mac and then press your E key. For me, since I just have my straight out of the camera image and I'm just duplicating that image, I'm going to hit Control Alt J and duplicate that. I'm going to call this skin. You can call it what you like. All right, now, after you've created your new layer, you need to set the blend mode to vivid light. And as you can see, this is not what we want, but this is one step in the process. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to invert this. You can go to Image, Adjustments, Invert, or just Control Command I. All right. The next step that we are going to do is we're going to apply two different filters. The first filter I'm going to do is a high pass filter. This is often used to sharpen images. And my radius is going to be 20 pixels. And click OK. The second filter that I'm going to apply is a Gaussian blur. And you can go to Blur, Gaussian blur. And this one, the radius I'm going to set is 3 pixels. And click OK. We're mostly concerned here with our skin. So what I'm going to do is either double click on the skin layer or come down here to this icon, and that's going to give us blending options. And here you have all different kinds of options. All I'm concerned about in this window right now is this one here called this layer. Now you see my slider over here on the left deals with the highlights, and I'm going to bring this up just to show you. Is really bringing in those highlights. But I'm going to bring this back now. And the one on the right here deals with our shadows. And I'm going to pull this over just to show you. All right. Now, what we're going to do is separate these sliders. We're going to split them right down the middle. And you can do that by clicking Alt on a Mac, Option on a PC, and clicking on that slider. And you see, if you look closely, you can see that it separated that slider. Now, you can play around with this until you bring those highlights up to where you like. For me, I like the minimum set at 0 and the maximum set at 189. This seems to be a good universal setting. This is the setting that I have my action on my website set to. As I said, you can play around with it and see what works best for you. All right, now for the shadows, again, Alt or Option. Click on the slider to separate, and here I'm going to keep my maximum at 255, and I'm going to bring my minimum all the way down to 90. Now pay attention to the skin as you move these sliders around, because that's what you're worried most about. We're going to just mask out the skin, and that's all we're going to be dealing with in this process. So look at the skin. See, as you see, the hair, some of the edges here are still kind of halo-y and weird looking. But we're concerned mostly with the skin. Once you have the skin set to where you like it, shadows and highlights, you'll click OK. And the last step in this process is to mask out the skin. So I'm going to add a layer mask, and it's going to be a black layer mask to hide what we've done. So you can click on your layer mask icon and hold down the Alt or Option key, and that'll create a black mask. And now we're back to where we started. I'm going to zoom in a little bit to look closely at my skin, and then using white fuzzy brush set at full opacity, I'm just going to paint on the skin. Now, as you paint, you have to be careful not to hit the hairline. As you remember, that looked a little halo-y. But we're going to paint here just on our skin to smooth that out. And as you can see, it still has texture, which I think adds a lot of beauty and depth to our images. We don't want people looking like mannequins. Be careful of contours that can flatten your image, but you can go back and dodge and burn a little bit to add more dimension to your skin. And that's it. As I said, this is a little bit of an involved process. If you don't feel like going through that every time, please download my action. It's 100% free. If not, play around with this and get the settings just to how you like them. I'm going to show you now the before and the after, and you can see it really did smooth up her skin. If this is a little more than what you would like, you can lower the opacity, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'd love some of your feedback, and be sure to comment below. Thank you. Bye.